If you say this in Spanish, you just embarrassed yourself and you didn't even know it.
You said soy caliente.
And every native Spanish speaker immediately knew you were a beginner.
The look on their face told you something went very, very wrong.
What you meant to say was, I'm hot, as in temperature.
But what you actually said was not about the weather at all.
This is one of the most common mistakes that exposes English speakers learning Spanish.
And it happens because English and Spanish think about language in completely different ways.
And here's the important part. This mistake is not your fault.
No one teaches this properly.
They just throw ser and estar at you with a grammar chart and expect you to figure it out.
But today, you're going to understand this naturally.
No memorizing rules, no confusion.
Just clear, simple explanations with real examples you can actually use.
By the end of this video, you'll know exactly when natives use ser and when they use estar.
You'll stop making the mistake that exposes you as a beginner.
And you'll start sounding natural when you talk about how you feel, where you are, and what something is like.
This is mistake number 1 in a series where we fix the Spanish mistakes that instantly expose beginners.
Once you understand this one, a lot of Spanish suddenly starts making sense.
Let's go back to what happened. In English, we say, I am hot.
So naturally, you translate I am equals soy, hot equals caliente, soy caliente.
Logically, it makes sense.
But in Spanish, logic isn't enough. Meaning matters.
When you say soy caliente, you're saying, I am a hot person, in a sexual way.
That's not what you meant.
What you should have said is estoy caliente.
Listen carefully. Estoy caliente.
That means you're hot because of the temperature.
And this is where beginners get exposed.
Spanish doesn't have one verb for to be, it has 2.
And they are not interchangeable.
Here's the explanation that actually works. Ser is for things that are permanent, essential, defining.
Who you are, what something is.
Estar is for temporary states, conditions, locations.
How you feel right now, where you are.
That's it.
Let me show you with examples. Soy Daniel.
That's your name. It defines who you are.
So we use ser. Soy Daniel.
Now listen to this. Estoy cansado.
That's how you feel right now. It can change.
So we use estar. Estoy cansado.
Good. Let's practice together. Repeat after me. Soy Daniel.
Soy Daniel.
Estoy cansado.
Estoy cansado.
Good.
And this next example is where most learners get it wrong.
Soy profesor. That's a profession. It's part of your identity.
Ser.
Soy profesor.
Now this. Estoy en casa.
That's a location. It can change.
Estar.
Estoy en casa.
Let's practice. Soy profesor.
Soy profesor.
Estoy en casa.
Estoy en casa.
Perfect.
This part is subtle, but it's exactly how natives know you understand Spanish.
Listen to this. Soy aburrido.
That means I am a boring person.
But watch this. Estoy aburrido.
That means I'm bored right now.
Same adjective, completely different meaning.
Do you see how huge that difference is?
Soy aburrido. I'm a boring person.
Estoy aburrido. I'm bored right now.
Practice with us. Soy aburrido.
Soy aburrido.
Estoy aburrido.
Estoy aburrido.
Another one. Soy listo.
Soy listo. This means I am smart.
But listen to this. Estoy listo.
Estoy listo. This means I am ready.
Let's practice. Soy listo. I'm smart.
Soy listo.
Estoy listo. I'm ready.
Estoy listo.
One more. Soy feliz.
Soy feliz. This means I am a happy person.
Now this. Estoy feliz.
Estoy feliz. This means I'm happy right now.
Let's practice. Soy feliz. I'm a happy person.
Soy feliz.
Estoy feliz. I'm happy right now.
Estoy feliz.
Excellent.
Now let's return to the mistake that started all of this. Soy caliente versus estoy caliente.
Soy caliente equals a hot, sexy person.
Estoy caliente equals hot because of temperature.
What you want is estoy caliente.
Say it with me. Estoy caliente.
Estoy caliente.
Good.
Now let's talk about physical descriptions. This is actually the easiest rule to remember.
Location always uses estar. Always.
Estoy en México. I am in Mexico.
Estoy en México.
El libro está en la mesa. The book is on the table.
El libro está en la mesa.
Even if something has been in the same place for years, you still use estar.
La estatua está en la plaza. The statue is in the plaza.
Even though it's been there forever, it's still a location. Estar.
Let's practice. Estoy en México.
Estoy en México.
El libro está en la mesa.
El libro está en la mesa.
La estatua está en la plaza.
La estatua está en la plaza.
Good.
Now let's talk about feelings and emotions. This is where a lot of beginners mess up.
All feelings and emotions use estar.
Why? Because feelings are temporary. They're states. They change.
Estoy feliz. I'm happy.
Estoy triste. I'm sad.
Estoy enojado. I'm angry.
Estoy nervioso. I'm nervous.
All estar.
Let's practice these. Estoy feliz.
Estoy feliz.
Estoy triste.
Estoy triste.
Estoy enojado.
Estoy enojado.
Estoy nervioso.
Estoy nervioso.
Perfect.
Now, remember earlier when we talked about soy feliz versus estoy feliz?
Soy feliz means you're generally a happy person. It's your personality.
Estoy feliz means you're feeling happy right now in this moment.
Both are correct, but they mean different things.
And native speakers will judge which one you use based on context.
If someone asks, ¿Cómo estás? And you say, soy feliz, it sounds weird.
Because they're asking how you feel right now, not about your general personality.
The natural answer is estoy feliz or estoy bien.
Estoy bien. I'm good. I'm well. This is the most common way to answer ¿Cómo estás? Estoy bien.
Let's practice a quick dialogue. ¿Cómo estás?
Estoy bien, gracias. ¿Y tú?
Estoy muy bien.
Listen to that one more time. ¿Cómo estás?
Estoy bien, gracias. ¿Y tú?
Estoy muy bien.
Perfect.
Now let's talk about something that confuses everyone, food.
When you're describing food, which verb do you use?
Here's the rule. If you're talking about what the food is, you use ser.
Es pollo. It's chicken.
Es arroz. It's rice.
Es una manzana. It's an apple.
Ser, because you're identifying what something is.
But if you're talking about how the food tastes, you use estar.
Está delicioso. It's delicious.
Está rico. It's tasty.
Está frío. It's cold.
Estar, because you're describing its current state or condition.
Let's practice. Es pollo. It's chicken.
Es pollo.
Está delicioso. It's delicious.
Está delicioso.
Now let's try a full sentence. Este pollo está delicioso.
Este pollo está delicioso. This chicken is delicious.
Este means this. Pollo is chicken. Está delicioso is delicious.
Este pollo está delicioso.
Let's practice that again. Este pollo está delicioso.
Este pollo está delicioso.
Good.
Now let's look at some common beginner mistakes and fix them.
Wrong. Soy cansado. Right. Estoy cansado.
I'm tired. It's a temporary state. Estar.
Estoy cansado.
Wrong. Soy en casa. Right. Estoy en casa.
I'm at home. It's a location. Estar.
Estoy en casa.
Wrong. La comida es fría. Right. La comida está fría.
The food is cold. It's describing the current temperature. Estar.
La comida está fría.
Wrong. Estoy estudiante. Right. Soy estudiante.
I'm a student. It's your identity, your role. Ser.
Soy estudiante.
Let's practice all of these corrections. Estoy cansado.
Estoy cansado.
Estoy en casa.
Estoy en casa.
La comida está fría.
La comida está fría.
Soy estudiante.
Soy estudiante.
Excellent.
Now let's put this all together in a real conversation. Listen to this dialogue.
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
Estoy bien, gracias. Estoy un poco cansado porque estoy en el trabajo.
¿Dónde está tu oficina?
Está en el centro. Es un edificio grande.
¿Te gusta tu trabajo?
Sí, soy profesor. Es interesante, pero hoy estoy muy ocupado.
Let's break that down. Hola, ¿cómo estás? Hi, how are you?
Estoy bien, gracias. I'm well, thank you.
Notice estoy, because it's how you feel right now.
Estoy un poco cansado porque estoy en el trabajo. I'm a little tired because I'm at work.
Estoy cansado. Temporary state. Estar.
Estoy en el trabajo. Location, estar.
¿Dónde está tu oficina? Where is your office?
Location question, estar.
Está en el centro. It's downtown.
Location, estar.
Es un edificio grande. It's a big building.
Identifying what it is, ser.
¿Te gusta tu trabajo? Do you like your job?
Sí, soy profesor. Yes, I'm a teacher.
Identity, profession, ser.
Es interesante. It's interesting.
Describing the nature of the job, ser.
Pero hoy estoy muy ocupado. But today I'm very busy.
Temporary state, right now, estar.
Let's listen to that whole dialogue one more time.
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
Estoy bien, gracias. Estoy un poco cansado porque estoy en el trabajo.
¿Dónde está tu oficina?
Está en el centro. Es un edificio grande.
¿Te gusta tu trabajo?
Sí, soy profesor. Es interesante, pero hoy estoy muy ocupado.
Now let's practice some key sentences from that dialogue. Estoy bien, gracias.
Estoy bien, gracias.
Estoy un poco cansado.
Estoy un poco cansado.
Estoy en el trabajo.
Estoy en el trabajo.
Soy profesor.
Soy profesor.
Estoy muy ocupado.
Estoy muy ocupado.
Great work.
Now, I want to give you a simple mental trick that will help you remember this forever.
When you're about to use to be in Spanish, ask yourself one question. Is this permanent or temporary?
If it's permanent, who you are, what something is, ser.
If it's temporary, how you feel, where you are, estar.
That's it. Permanent, ser. Temporary, estar.
Let me give you some more examples using this trick.
Soy mexicano. I'm Mexican.
Permanent, it's your nationality. Ser.
Estoy en México. I'm in Mexico.
Temporary, it's your current location. Estar.
Soy doctor. I'm a doctor.
Permanent, it's your profession. Ser.
Estoy enfermo. I'm sick.
Temporary, it's how you feel right now. Estar.
Es grande. It's big.
Permanent, the size doesn't change. Ser.
Está lleno. It's full.
Temporary, right now it's full, but it can empty. Estar.
Let's practice all of these. Soy mexicano.
Soy mexicano.
Estoy en México.
Estoy en México.
Soy doctor.
Soy doctor.
Estoy enfermo.
Estoy enfermo.
Es grande.
Es grande.
Está lleno.
Está lleno. Perfect.
Now, let's talk about one more thing. This last part is a bonus.
Weather. How do you talk about the weather in Spanish?
Do you use ser or estar?
Actually, neither. In Spanish, we use a completely different verb for weather. Hacer.
Hace calor. It's hot.
Hace frío. It's cold.
Hace sol. It's sunny.
Hace viento. It's windy.
We don't say está calor or es calor. We say hace calor.
Hace calor.
Let's practice. Hace calor. It's hot.
Hace calor.
Hace frío. It's cold.
Hace frío.
Hace sol. It's sunny.
Hace sol.
Hace viento. It's windy.
Hace viento. But remember, when you're talking about how you feel because of the weather, you use tener.
Tengo calor. I'm hot. I feel hot.
Tengo frío. I'm cold. I feel cold.
In Spanish, when you talk about feeling hot or cold, you use the verb tener, which means to have. Tengo calor. I have heat. I'm hot.
This is different from estar caliente, which is about temperature.
If you touch something and it's hot, you say está caliente. But if you feel hot, you say tengo calor.
Let's practice. Hace calor. It's hot outside.
Hace calor.
Tengo calor. I feel hot.
Tengo calor.
Está caliente. It's hot to the touch.
Está caliente. Make sense?
Now let's review everything we've learned.
Ser is for permanent things, identity, profession, characteristics, what something is.
Estar is for temporary things, feelings, location, states, conditions.
Ser. Soy profesor. Soy alto. Es grande. Es interesante.
Estar. Estoy cansado. Estoy en casa. Está frío. Está delicioso.
Let's practice one final set of sentences. Soy estudiante. I'm a student.
Soy estudiante.
Estoy estudiando.
Estoy estudiando.
Soy de México. I'm from Mexico.
Soy de México.
Estoy en México. I'm in Mexico.
Estoy en México.
Es mi amigo. He's my friend.
Es mi amigo.
Está contento. He's happy.
Está contento.
La sopa está caliente. The soup is hot right now.
La sopa está caliente.
Let's practice these one more time. Soy estudiante.
Soy estudiante.
Estoy estudiando.
Estoy estudiando.
Soy de México.
Soy de México.
Estoy en México.
Estoy en México.
Es mi amigo.
Es mi amigo.
Está contento.
Está contento.
La sopa está caliente.
La sopa está caliente. Excellent work.
You just learned one of the most important distinctions in Spanish.
And you learned it naturally, through examples, not through grammar charts.
This is how native speakers actually think about ser and estar. It's not about memorizing rules, it's about understanding permanent versus temporary.
And now you understand it.
The next time you're speaking Spanish, you won't have to think. You'll just know which one to use.
You'll stop making the mistake that exposes you as a beginner.
And you'll start sounding natural, like someone who actually understands Spanish.
In the next video, we're going to talk about another mistake that instantly exposes beginners.
It's about the difference between por and para. And just like ser and estar, English speakers get this wrong all the time.
Because English doesn't make this distinction.
But once you understand it, you'll sound so much more natural.
Once you understand that, natives stop switching to English with you.
So make sure you watch that next.
I'll see you there.